Hi, my name is Cole from FCP Euro, and today I'm going to show you how to replace your cabin air filter on your Mk8 Golf R and GTI. Wow, this thing is dirty. All right, in front of me, I have our cabin air filter that we're going to be replacing today. This filter is made by Hangst, who is an OEM supplier for Volkswagen Automotive Group, so it's the fit and finish that they are known for. Now, this is going to be an activated charcoal cabin air filter, so it's going to filter not only the air, but all the dust and pollen particles that are going inside your vehicle and you're breathing in. So, Volkswagen Automotive Group has two service intervals for this cabin air filter. They're going to have a very generic 2 years or every 40,000 miles, and then they have another one for extreme weather conditions. Now, you may ask, what is extreme weather conditions? Well, that's an area where you're going to be experiencing a lot of dust. And when you're in that kind of area, they recommend replacing this cabin air filter every year or 20,000 miles. Here at FCP Euro, we recommend replacing it every year and 20,000 miles to ensure that you're breathing the best air possible inside of your cabin. So besides the service interval, there's also two other ways to determine if your cabin air filter needs to be replaced. One of those is going to be that it's going to smell really musty inside, maybe some odors that you're not too fond of, or if the overall performance of your heating and cooling is not where it's supposed to be. If you have those two symptoms, it may be time for you to crack open and check that cabin air filter. With all of that, this isn't a very technical DIY installation, so let me show you all the tools you're going to need to properly replace your cabin air filter. As stated before, we're not going to need a lot of tools for this DIY. We're going to need our hands, and we're going to need a thick piece of cardstock paper, which I'll explain when we start to remove the cabin air filter inside the car. So let's go inside the cabin and start removing the glove box. Now that we're inside the cabin, the first thing we're going to do is pop this glove box open and remove any items that we have in our glove box, like our owner's manual. Once you have everything removed from the glove box, there's going to be two tabs that you're going to want to press upwards to release the top of the glove box and slowly fold it forward. So one thing to mention when we're dropping the glove box is to pay attention to this sliding rail here. We're going to have to reinstall it in a slot when we reinstall the glove box. Now that the glove box is dropped, I can start pulling the cover off by pressing down on these tabs and working my way out. So once we have this cover removed, there is a tech tip. This cover is not only a cover, but a tool itself. At the end, you'll see this little hook that we'll use to actually pull the cabin air filter out. So I mentioned in the beginning of the video that a piece of cardstock paper is going to come really handy, and I looked inside there and there is definitely some debris that this piece of cardstock is going to help us with. Now we're going to take this cardstock and slide it underneath the cabin air filter. Maybe a little tricky, may need two hands, and we just want to shove it in there like that, all the way until it hits the back of the box. Now, the reason why I'm doing that is so when I pull the cabin air filter out, it's going to capture any possible debris that is falling outside of it and possibly fall into the blower motor. So that piece of cardstock is going to prevent the dirt and debris to fall into the blower motor, which could possibly damage it or make a lot of noise. Once I have my cardstock inserted, I'm going to take that hook, slide in, hold the cardstock forward, and pull my cabin air filter out very slowly, trying not to spill it. And I'm seeing some things that might scare you. Look at this. Wow. This is what we call worst case scenario. A car that's been driving for probably 30,000 miles and this filter has never been replaced. That is the air that you're breathing, and I would not want to breathe the air that is filtering through this. So I'm going to go grab my new filter and I'm going to show you how to install it. All right, now that I have my old disgusting cabin air filter out, I'm going to be installing our new one. So I'm going to remove the cardstock that we used to capture any debris that fell, and I'm going to be looking for an arrow on the face of this. That's going to be the direction in which the air is going to have to flow through the filter to get the proper filtration. Now, I'm pushing this in all the way and making sure that it's properly seated. I don't want to see it hanging out or being pushed in one direction, and that looks beautiful. So I'll take my cover that I took off before, and I'm going to be looking for the tabs that have the longer protrusion. I'm going to insert those into the box and wait for that audible click as I push it in. I'm also going to tug and make sure that is not coming off. It looks lovely. Once we have the cover back on, I can take this plastic rail here on my right and guide it back into that slot, and then continue to push forward until I hear that click. Push the glove box up, and then I'm going to lay it down, make sure the slowing mechanism is working correctly, and this is not going anywhere. Once that's all done, I can put all the things back in my glove box, shut it, and now we've successfully replaced our cabin air filter in our Mk8 Volkswagen Golf. If you like what you've seen today, be sure to hit that like button. If you have any questions on what I've outlined in this video, be sure to drop it in the comments. And guess what? We have a bunch more of DIY videos coming on this Mk8 Golf R and many more vehicles. So if you're interested in that, hit that subscribe button. My name is Cole from FCP Euro. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.